Hey everyone, welcome back to Endless Money Pits. Here's the money pit of the day. We went to Lowe's to get a couple of racks that were about half this size. They were on sale for $99 a piece, but by the time we got there, they were all sold out. So we thought long and hard. We had already brought the trailer all the way down to the store, and we decided we'll just get this more expensive version. This was like I think it was $359, and then it was kind of on sale for like 10 bucks off or something. Who cares? But with tax, it was almost $400. It was way more than we wanted to spend on garage racks. But geez, these things are really strong and they turned out to look really good, and they'll be very practical, and they should last the rest of my life. So in this video, I'll show you how they go together. And if you're even slightly as competent as I am, you should be able to do this in like 20 to 30 minutes by yourself. It doesn't hurt to have somebody help you do this, but it just isn't that hard. All right, this should be a pretty short video about how to set up these shelves. This is obviously the Husky 5-tier shelf, 9,000 pound capacity. It's 90 inches wide, 24 inches deep, and 90 inches high. So let me, first of all, I'm gonna measure the box just so you know how long this thing is, so you don't try to get it in your car if it's not gonna fit it. We're right at 90 3/4 inches. So it's basically the same length as the shelves. Big surprise. And this thing is really, really heavy. I'd say it's at least 200 pounds. It could be more like 300 pounds. My girlfriend and I had a really hard time loading this thing out of the store onto our trailer and then into the garage from the trailer. Yeah, you wear gloves if you have soft hands like we do. And don't use these as a handle because it says not to. This rack has a lifetime warranty, and if there's any confusion, here's the UPC. It ends in 5328, 9. I think you count the 9. All I used to assemble these shelves was a rubber mallet, a white paint marker, a flashlight, a box knife, and a step ladder. You might also want some earplugs, but I didn't use them. One thing I'm gonna do that you might wanna know before you throw away the box is I'm gonna cut up the cardboard and lay that down on some of the shelves so that I can put smaller things on that won't fall through the grate. So make sure to check everything for damage. I saw a lot of reviews that said that bars were twisted and paint was missing, but actually most of the reviews were 5-star. I don't know why, but the Home Depot website seemed to show me all the 1-star reviews first. Stuff like this, I don't care, that's not a big deal. This stuff's staying out in the garage. As long as it all bolts up right, I think we'll be fine. And here's the instructions, use and care guide. I'll let you guys look at that real quick. That's it. Should be real simple. Also make note that one end has flat feet, so that obviously goes at the bottom, because the other end does not have that. That will be the top. Another thing I just noticed in the manual is it says to make sure that these holes are pointed down. So I might need to get a different piece or flip this thing around, I guess. That would probably work. So that's what the inside of the tabs will look like after you use the mallet to bump them into place. Unfortunately, I'll have to move all the crossbars out of the way before I can get to the other end piece. It took me 2 attempts to get this one right because I put it in opposite of the way I put this one in. And I like symmetrical things. So I wanted this crossbar to be coming down toward the front on both sides. Now they match. And apparently once you get the 2 crossbars in at the bottom, this thing will stand up straight. You don't have to worry too much about it falling over, but I would still be careful. If you want each level to be evenly spaced, you gotta do a little math, but actually I did it for you. So counting these holes, 2, 4, 6, 8, all the way down, there's 59 holes. Nice and even number there. And then each crossbar takes up 2 of the holes, and there's 5 levels. So that eliminates 10 holes. So you got 49 left. And then you want 4 spaces between the shelves because there's 5 shelves. So 49 divided by 4 is 12.25. So I'll put about 12 holes between each level, and that should make them evenly spaced. But if I did something wrong, I'll let you know, and you probably already figured it out if I did. I don't want to have to be counting the holes while I'm holding the bars, so I'm going to count beforehand and use a pencil or a marker or whatever works to make some marks where the cross beams should be. How do I not have a pencil? That's stupid. I'm going to use a white paint marker. That should work real good. So to give you a better look at what I did, I came down here and counted up 12 holes and put white marks around where the beams should be. So there should be a beam here, and then all the way up I did that. There's another one, there's another one. And then at the top, I've got 3 open spaces. So I might just shift them all the way up to using the top 2 holes, but this is, if I kept counting 12, that's where it would be. And don't forget, keep these holes at the bottom. That's what the instructions say to do. I just decided I'm going to do all the back ones first so I don't get blocked out by the ones on the front. Smart, right? The top one's too tall for me to reach, so I'm gonna have to get a step ladder. Be right back. Okay, I got the ladder. By the way, this is a little loud, so if you're sensitive, you might want some earplugs or something. This is going by pretty quick though, so I'm not gonna worry about it. For good measure, I'm going to go around and tap on all the joints again one more time, just to make sure nothing came loose. And it does seem like 2 swift taps with this thing is plenty to get it seated all the way. It doesn't move if I keep hitting it. Some of those did seat down a little bit further the second time around, so I'm glad I did that, and you might want to also. Now we have these shorter support beams that go this direction across each tier, and it looks like we do 3 of those on each tier. So I'll get you a little bit closer and show you how these go in. So each set of crossbars this way has these holes, as we talked about earlier. They have to be facing down for this particular reason. These are all shaped the same. They're not directional or anything. It looks like they're all identical. So you'll take this and get it so that these tabs on both sides are sitting on top of this rail, like so. And then you can kind of flex the bottom part into that hole. Real easy. Warning! Unit must be placed on a level surface. Do not sit, climb, or stand or allow children to play on it. For safety reasons, it's imperative that the unit be mounted on the wall or floor. Unit can tip over, causing severe injury or death. Do not exceed the recommended weight limits. Evenly distribute the weight on each level and always keep the heavier loads on the bottom. Before cutting, drilling, or hammering into any wall or floor surface, verify the location of electrical, plumbing, and gas lines. That's a good tip. Cutting may cause serious injury. And back, it's in Espanol. While I was correct about all these pieces being shaped the same way, I totally misunderestimated my ability to put half of them in the wrong way. So the flat sides on that side, on that one, and on this one, the flat sides on this side. I'm going to be viewing this shelf from this angle more often, and I'm a perfectionist and I want this to be somewhat aesthetically pleasing. So I'm going to flip around all the ones that I don't like. Perfect. Now all there's left to do is slide these grates into place, and that should be the easiest part of the whole thing, right? Always remember to read the instructions, not just listen to me. I just noticed something I missed for these grates. It says to put these in with the long wires facing the bottom, and so the shorter ones will be on the top. Easy enough. There you have it. So here's the final product. Let's take a closer look. You can see some of these are doubled up, but mostly they're single, and they have the short wire on top, long wires on the bottom. And you also want to make sure that each one of these fits into the groove of the crossbars. You don't want them laying on top of that and they could fall off, or, well, probably not, but you just want them to sit right, of course. So don't forget to load the heavy stuff on the bottom, lighter stuff on the top. Man, these things are massive. I can't even get them in frame really unless I go to the other side of the garage. But I'm pretty happy with these so far. They seem really beefy. As soon as you get stuff loaded onto them, they should become even stronger, because then you won't have any chance of the cross beams getting popped out of the place or having any problems like that, I guess. Anyway, this was really easy. I'd say it probably took me 20 or 30 minutes, maybe a little bit longer because I was filming and there were a couple steps that I went back and redid. But man, that was way easier than I thought it would be. This is far from organized, so don't judge me, but I just wanted to show you what I did with the cardboard real quick. I took the top and bottom pieces of the boxes and cut off this edge. And then I also had to trim the length because these were too long to fit between the beams. So this got taped back on, but it's pretty good. It should be plenty good enough to keep all the little things from falling off the edges and falling behind the shelves. And I just had an idea. LED lighting is getting really cheap nowadays. So it'd be pretty cool to put some LED light strips up underneath here to illuminate each shelf. That would be a good little project. Maybe I'll do a video on that someday.